In today's video, we're going to learn how to double crochet into a foundation chain. This is a great technique for beginners to learn because it'll be one of the first things you'll be running into when starting a crochet project. And I'll walk you through it step by step. All you need to get started is a number 4 medium weight acrylic yarn in your favorite light bright color and either a 5 or a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. Before we get started, you'll need to know how to make a slip knot and a foundation chain. If you're not sure how to do these yet, don't worry. I have separate videos that walk you through those steps, and you can find the links in the description box below. So let's make our foundation chain. Make as many chains as you'd like, though for practice, I highly suggest you doing a little bit more than 10 chains, just so you can get some stitches under your belt. But let's make our foundation chain, and then we'll start. Once you have your foundation chain ready, I made about 14 or so chains. We'll start our double crochet stitches. To begin, we'll be working our first double crochet into the 4th chain from our hook. And the loop on our hook never counts as a chain or a stitch. A double crochet stitch is 3 chains tall. In most patterns, these 3 chains at the beginning will count as a stitch. However, always make sure to reference your pattern as it should tell you whether those chains count as a stitch or not. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to yarn over and we're going to insert our hook into the 4th chain from our hook. Grab your working yarn and draw up a loop through the chain. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over again and pull through the remaining 2 loops. You've just completed your first double crochet stitch. Now let's do that one more time. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next chain, draw up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops on your hook, yarn over again, and pull through the remaining 2 loops. Continue this process until you reach the end of your foundation chain. We'll meet back up and start our next row together. And remember to take your time. It's just practice. While you're working your double crochet stitches across the row, I wanted to share a few quick tips. With your dominant hand, the one that's holding your hook, as you work your stitches, let your hook do most of the work. My hand is holding my hook very gently. I don't have a death grip on it. We're gently guiding the hook's movement with our hands. Don't be afraid to reposition your hands often, and be sure to get comfortable in crochet position. If you don't know what I'm talking about with crochet position, be sure to watch my foundation chain tutorial where I talk all about it. Reposition your hands as you need to control your tension. This will ultimately get you more comfortable with holding your yarn and give you more even stitches. With your non-hook hand, help stabilize your movement by holding on to the stitches you've already created with your thumb and pointer finger. As you crochet, gently pull down on these stitches you've just created as you work down the line. It'll give you more control as you crochet. I'm just finishing up my row and now I'm on my last chain. So I'm making my last double crochet of the row. And perfect! We've just completed our first row of double crochet stitches into a foundation chain. Great job! So now that we've completed our first row of double crochet, we can turn our work and start our next row. To begin this row, we will start with a chain 3. This chain 3 will count as a stitch. So we will make our first double crochet stitch into the 2nd stitch of the row. So we're going to skip over that first one. and we'll continue to make double crochet stitches into each stitch across the line. We'll meet back up at the end of the row and we'll finish this row together. I'm almost at the end of the row, and I'm now working into my last obvious stitch, but our last stitch of the row will actually go into the top of that chain 3 from the previous row. Because remember, that chain 3 from the beginning of the row is going to count as a stitch. And in this case, these are the 3 chains we skipped when we started to begin to work our foundation chain. So you're just going to take your hook and insert it into the 3rd chain of that first chain 3. And we're just making a double crochet into that chain. And that completes our row. So from here on out, you're just going to keep repeating this process back and forth in rows until you've reached your desired length. So just keep working back and forth in rows and just keep practicing this new skill. And there you have it. That's how you double crochet into a foundation chain. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this tutorial helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more crochet and knitting tutorials. And don't forget to check out the links below for the slipknot and foundation chain. Happy crocheting, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!